Hi, this is Razor Wire, and I'm going to be doing a twin flame reading for you today. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm going to be using the Fountain Tarot, this homemade deck with divine masculine messages, and the Spirit Animal Oracle. I'm going to read to you from the book because there's always some really interesting advice in the book. We're going to start with the divine feminine today. Sticking out, so we'll grab that. And we'll grab it. Okay. Alright, so this is the divine feminine. Alright, so we've got some really good cards here, really interesting cards, and we're starting out with the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is a card of struggle. You know, you're hard at work, you're overwhelmed, you're so close to accomplishing your goals, but it still feels really far away. It still feels, out of reach. This is the card about grit and determination. It's, it shows you what you're made out of. This time is a really good time when you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out like this, to call on reinforcements, whether that be friends or family or, source. And then we have the Temperance card. You can see it's a card of alchemy. You can see this person there mixing these different elements together. And from here, you can see, I don't know if you can actually see, but there's light coming down. There's a crown chakra awakening going on. There's, blessings from heaven coming in. This person is, poised at the edge of water. And the water is very, very calm. So this is about that, calm, dedicated effort. This is about patience. This is about trusting in divine timing, trusting that things are happening for your highest good. Trusting in the process, trusting in the journey. It's not all about the outcome. It's about the journey as well. So enjoy the journey too. And you have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is, sincere and compassionate, emotional, intuitive, empathic. And I think I mentioned this yesterday when we had this reading, that, she doesn't have any ulterior motives. You can see that she's kind of transparent. She's wearing her heart right out there on her sleeve. There's nothing hidden. It's all pure. And then we have the Seven of Coins, and this is about dedication, hard work, setting intentions, focused efforts. And then we have the Ten of Cups here, which is about, emotional fulfillment, satisfaction in relationships. This is the reward of your hard work. This is, heaven recognizing the effort that you've done. So this is what you're looking to. This is where you're looking to go. This is that promise to you from heaven that your dreams will come true. And then we've got the Ace of Cups, which is that card of union, that card of new beginnings, of fertility and emotion, overflow of emotion. You've got these two doves here, which is for peace and tranquility. So everything you want is coming in. And we'll get a message from your divine masculine next. What does your divine masculine want to say to you? So we've got a few messages coming out, and I want to spend my life with you. I promise to reach out, and Can we start over? So your masculine is wanting to have a new beginning with you. They want to, just forgive the past and move into, a new future together. Start fresh with clean slates. All right, so next we're going to get a Spirit Oracle card, and I will read this for the book. I think it's worth it. And you have the Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings. So this is about those, more difficult lessons that we learn on the journey. The trigger energy. So let's read what it says, if I can find it. Not all that Spirit creates in nature is easy to love. But when we look through the eyes of Wasp Spirit, we recognize that even though sometimes life stings, there is the purpose for pain, just as there is a purpose for wasps in the natural world. Wasps keep insect populations down, supporting the growth of plants. So too the sting of life may hurt, and you may feel deeply disappointed or even resentful that Wasp Spirit has shown up. But you will soon come to see that Wasp has something wonderful in store for you. You may well come to realize that being stung led to something far better than you had envisioned for yourself. Perhaps behind the scene, Wasp Spirit was conspiring with Spirit to ensure that you would grow something of value to you. Spirit has a plan, and Wasp Spirit plays a part. Have you ever looked back and been glad your prayers weren't answered because the path you took led to something far better? Wasp Spirit is a reminder to reflect on those times, for today's sting may hurt, but something better awaits you. And this doesn't mean someone better. This doesn't, mean another relationship. But this means, your divine masculine, in his evolved, the evolved version of himself. Once he's awakened, once he's healed, those core wounds and stuff, and he's, matured. All right, next we're going to do the masculine. Let's see what it says for the masculine. I'll get that the same number, I guess. So we have Alright, so I didn't change it. Okay, so first we're starting out with the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is about forgiveness. So your masculine asked you for a fresh start. So they're hoping that you can forgive the past, and they also want to release their own guilt over the past and how they've hurt you. This is also about your divine calling. They are being called to a higher purpose. They're being called to a spiritual journey. They're being called towards you. This card is letting the masculine know that he is enough, that he is good enough, that he's worthy, that he has been chosen for a reason. And next we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is about travel and movement and triumph and overcoming obstacles. And in this particular card, you have two different horses. One of them is black and one of them is white, and they seem to be going in different directions, and the reins are kind of crossed. So the Chariot is also, asking you to bring in balance, to harness those opposing forces and those, opposing energies. And it's about trust, about surrender to the divine, letting the divine lead the way, not forcing anything, not going against anything, but going with your heart, going with your instinct. And then we have the Devil card, and the Devil card is about, ego, but it's also about the passion that drives us. It's that ambitious male energy, and that's sort of ambition, that sort of passion can be harnessed in a good way. or it can be harnessed for good, or it can be harnessed for destructive purposes. So this is about harnessing that, all that energy, all that ambition, all of that, those powerful emotions in a better way. So here you have the man with the ring. So he's trying to harness in these darker impulses, and he's trying to, choose a different path for himself, a better path. And then you've got the Tower card, and the Tower card is, about chaos. It's about upheaval. It's about spiritual epiphanies and awakenings. It's about, violence, unpredictable changes. It's about, it's those like dark nights it's like a dark night of the soul, that once, you go through that, everything transforms. And then we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is about curiosity, innocence. It's about new love. It's about, heartfelt messages, confessions. Yeah, so your masculine has to go through all of this, so that that he can, reconnect with his own heart, so that he can open up. This tower is coming in to crack him open. And then we've got the Ace of Wands, and this is all about those new beginnings. That's what he's asking you for, a new beginning. It's about passion and creation and inspiration and fertility and, sexuality. He's going through a profound awakening. You inspire him. You inspire him to make these changes, to be the best version of himself. That's what I was trying to say earlier. All right, let's get a card for the masculine and see what it says. And we're going to go with the Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. Here we go. Be alert now, for Fox Spirit has appeared, and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity. We saw that with Ace of Wands, as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace, and astuteness. Rapid changes, Tower card. Fox Spirit helps you think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Now is not a time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of the mind, a time to think outside the box and notice the many ways in which you might make a move, aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. Trust that your cleverness, guided by a Fox Spirit, will serve you well. So your masculine is being called to take that next step, to move towards you. And we saw that with the Chariot card and also with the Judgment card, that they're being called to act now. So some of you might be receiving communications from your masculine today. You might be making a step forward. And next we have the journey. Let's see what we get for the journey. Alright. So for the journey, we have death. And the death card is all about rebirth and resurrection. It's moving through the darkness into that light at the end of the tunnel. So the journey is going through a transformation. Then we have the High Priestess, and this is all about intuition. This is about the 5D connection, the telepathic connection. This is a woman who's tapped in to the divine. This is a woman who can see beyond the veil of ego into the other realms. So you might be spending time with your masculine in the 5D realms. This is also refers to a woman of interest. You pique your masculine's curiosity. And then we've got the moon, and this is a card of illusions. The moon controls the tides. You can see the tides here. And some of you might notice that at different phases of the moon, for myself, I become more emotional around the full moon. And I actually some people tend to have more dreams as the full moon comes in with their masculine. I tend to have more dreams during the new moon, because in the full moon I'm very emotional and I have a lot more trouble sleeping. So you might be having some trouble sleeping. This can refer to the shared dreams that you're having with your masculine. It can sometimes serve as a warning in some cards. In other cards, it can talk about hidden opportunities. Yeah, it's all about fantasies and illusions of ego. And then we've got the King of Cups. And yesterday, when I did my reading, I had the Knight of Cups, and I talked about that card as if it was the King of Cups. But everything happens for a reason. But the King of Cups, he's balanced between head and heart. He's compassionate. He's a good listener. He's diplomatic. He cares about his friends and his family. He's a loving father, perhaps, or a dedicated friend. And then we have the Four of Coins, and the Four of Coins is that feeling of lack, like something is missing, and being afraid to lose what you already have. It's that possessive energy. It can be jealousy, and what they're saying here is that is just illusion. Okay, there isn't, nothing is missing. It's those feelings of scarcity or lack you're feeling, that's all illusion. Okay, you have everything you need right now to awaken. Everything you need right now is within you to come in to union with your twin. You're good enough. You're worthy. You've been picked for a reason. And the truth is, in spiritual truth, that you and your masculine, you've already chosen each other. You are already in with each other, and you can never be separate from each other. So there isn't anything missing from the connection. It's exactly as it should be. And we have the chameleon spirit. Act as if. Oh, I was almost there. Chameleon spirit shares her gift with you today to prepare you for changes that will greatly benefit you. So we saw that the masculine is going through a lot of changes with the Tower card, and with the Death card there's also rebirth. Outer conditions are changing, and you're required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? Good, because that will come in handy, enabling you to determine how best to adapt to your environment and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, Chameleon Spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land. Adapting is necessary. This is the fortunate time to act as if and do as others do, until the new ways feel familiar and completely natural. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting isn't about losing yourself. It's about learning how to dance with others. And I think I am being called away, so I'll conclude this reading for today. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.